concentrate on the short push. Low. Short push, the short push is at least 2 bounces on the other side at least. Now the benefits of the short pushing. Can anyone tell me a couple of the benefits of keeping the ball short?
It's very hard for them to open up.
Yeah, very hard for the opponent to attack. What else? Sorry, say it again.
You hope that they'll push your shoulder long and you can...
Yes. So it gives you the possibility to attack the next ball unless they push short again, which is difficult. It's difficult to do, possible but difficult. So once you push short, the biggest advantage you can have is to get ready to attack, because you're more likely to get a longer push at a certain level. At a much, much higher level, they can do anything, right? But at our level, you could expect a push that goes long. Where? That's another question. Where do you would expect the long push to go to? Which side? To the backhand. Backhand, yes. Everybody agrees to the backhand. There could be changes that goes to the forehand, but generally speaking, I would say it will go to the backhand side. The forehand would be a bit of a risky shot to do unless done correctly, because then you're going to have to fight someone's forehand topspin, forehand attack, which is not an advantageous position to be in. So most people will naturally drive and direct their shots to the backhand, to the weaker side, let's say. That's what happens most of the time. So the exercise is going to be with an open play, and this is where the creativity of both the player that's serving and the player that's pushing short can do or create situations for themselves, right? So, however, we will keep it so that the person receiving the short push sends the next ball long, push long, whatever they want, but they need to send the next one long. So we'll demonstrate it. So once I go short, Matteo must go long. Once I go short, he must go long, and I get ready for the attack. Now, how do we keep the ball short? That's another question. As always, there's so many things that you can analyze in one exercise, but you guys need to know how to keep the ball short. One thing, what's one important thing? Off the bounce, yes. You want to hit the ball off the bounce. If you wait too long, the ball will tend to go a little bit too high, which you can be flicked. What else? Soft hands. You want to have a relatively soft hand so the ball stays on your bat a little bit so you can keep it short. Which leg goes forward? Which leg steps in? Dominant, right foot. If you're right-handed, left foot. If you're left-handed. Another important thing that we don't mention enough is momentum. You must have a tiny little pause before you touch the ball. If you touch the ball as you're coming in, what's going to happen then? Too much momentum going forward with your body, which will make the ball go long. So you must make sure that once you get there, there's a tiny little pause before you connect the ball. If you connect as you're moving in, it will more likely go long. Let's demonstrate that again. You'll see that when I come in, I have a little pause just before hitting the ball to slow down the ball. So little pause, I get ready, still managing that one. Short, 2 bounces, that's what we're looking for. And you can see that as soon as I go short, my legs are instantly going back. Now if someone does that, that's a very good return. I will have to come in again, and this is where the creativity of each one of you will play a big part, what to do next. But that's something that we'll leave for another session. But for now, keep it, yes?
So definition of short as simple as making it bounce twice or more?
And low, yeah, you want it low. Yeah, low and 2 bounces. Would you call that a short?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as like it's not movable.
Yeah, as long as it's not like, because it could be 2 bounces short but high, you can still come in and attack those balls. So you want to make sure that they're low and short. Here. and then ready. Open up, and that ball was going to come around here. He tried to go around here, which I'm already prepared for, because that's what I'm expecting, even though I'm putting side spin. But it was important for him to put pressure into my backhand. So short and attack there, that next ball. You see how I instantly get ready to attack after I push short. I will not be staying here, because then I'll have to push. And what happens then? I'm giving him now the chance to attack. And so we don't want to waste those opportunities if you're an aggressive player. Now, if you're a pimple player, you have an opportunity to put pressure with the long pimples, right? Or to dig very hard to someone's backhand to force them to push again. That's another opportunity, a possibility that you can play. It's not that you have to attack after you go short, but I would recommend it if you're playing at a high level, just to get used to being aggressive. And when we talk about the attack after here, as you can see, I'm not attempting to win the point, and yet I won the point. And that's something that happens so much that when we have an opportunity to attack, we want to break the ball. We want to end it as quickly as possible. And the thing with that is that you do end the point, but that thing is turned for the opponent, not for you. So think of, rather than ending the point, I want you to learn to play the point. That's what will give you points, really, if you learn to win it, if you learn to play them. When you focus too much on winning points, you lose more than you win. That's what I've seen throughout the years, that you don't win that many points when you try and win so often. Learn to play the game. We got to be happy with the ball coming back. If we don't want the ball to come back, you don't want to play the sport, right? So you need to be okay and prepared for the ball to come back every single time. All right, one more example of the drill. So you can see coming in short, ready. He's putting me out wide, but I'm prepared for that. Like I said, if he puts me out to the forehand, he's got a big battle now. He needs to fight my forehand topspin, and it's loaded. And even though it's a very good push, he's been missing the next block. So it could be an advantage if you do it really well like he did, but I managed still to get a lot of quality on my shot, which he missed the push. So I would just play, if we play it and he plays it against, and I'm serving short, I would not complicate myself, and I would just go there. You played your point like as good as you can. You'll see I will not stress myself into having to fight him here. Like now I have to deal with that, and I'm in not a very good position, and now I'm going to have to lost the point. I wouldn't want to fight his forehand because he's too strong. That for me, as much as I can do it good, his forehand is so good that the chances of me winning in that line are very small. Possible, but small. I'd rather play the safer line that is, I'd rather play as much safer, which is there. I've got a much bigger chance of winning the point there. Even if he pushes it, now I can attack, and I'm in the lead in an advantageous position. And it's all about that, having an advantage. And the other possibility we can play is like he goes short, I go short again, and now I have a chance there to attack that next ball. Right? That's knowing how to play the sport. But again, there's so many lines, different lines that we can see and how it works and how they unfold once you do certain shots, right? But the focus today is the short push and then be creative with what happens next. Any questions? Yes?
Eyes down, as you told me this morning, eyes down at the ball, go down to look at the
Yes, that's very important too, is to, when you're coming for the short push, that you're not straight up here. You don't want to be looking down on the ball. You want to be looking at the same height of the ball. The feeling changes when you are at the same height. You can control the ball a bit nicer. It's like you are popping it with your hands. It feels so much easier when you're lower rather than too high. Okay? Yes?
Remember when you told me on Monday about pushing with the tip of the
Yeah, very good. I said that, yeah. Right.
a push like that was a push, you know?
And how did it feel going with the front?
A lot easier to control it.
Yes. So a lot of the pros, I don't know if you agree as well, they push with the front of the bat to keep the ball short. There's a lot more feeling and feedback than going sideways. I see a lot of us that push sideways. Nothing wrong with it, but I find that this has a bit more feel for me. I see a lot of the pros pushing front of the bat, and it seems to have a bit more feedback. What do you think? You push front as well.
It's a shorter range of motion, right?
Yeah, I prefer it. There's more feeling. I find that this action has a little catapult effect that when you push like that, it makes the ball go up. This doesn't make the ball go up too much, so you kind of tend to scoop a little bit more. That loses a bit of quality, even though you may get a bit more backspin. You may not. You may get a bit more backspin at the expense of control and feel. So I prefer control and feel in exchange for a very marginal amount of extra backspin. Yeah, thank you.
Does that rely on you knowing it's a backspin serve just straight from the hand?
Pardon?
Does that rely on you knowing it's a backspin serve as soon as he contacts the ball? If it was a topspin serve, it would come in.
Yeah, you can push a topspin as well, but it would be different mechanic, different angles, obviously. Like if you serve topspin and I go like a backspin, it's gonna go up. I would have to slow down the ball a lot. You can, but like you can still keep it short. But I'm now going hard on the ball. But I think the important thing here, other than knowing the technique of how to stop a topspin, it would be first to know that it is a topspin that's coming to you. If you don't know it's a topspin, of course you're going to push it and it's going to go up in the air. And that's what we said last week, that people think that, oh, my technique is wrong, rather than the understanding of the ball. And that's, again, another thing that we can also take a look at, which we did last week.